going to talk for a minute about the demon of schizophrenia. It is not fun. When I was schizophrenic, like hardcore, I couldn't even, like, I could barely walk straight. I would, like, just trip over myself. I got so stupid. Um, being schizophrenic is like having a virus in your brain. It makes everyday task really difficult. It makes it so they're almost impossible to do. Like even getting dressed or just anything. It's just hard. And it's just because your brain is just everywhere and it's so fried and it fries itself even more. Like I find myself trying to be schizophrenic again, even though I'm not right now. I will look at things and be like, "Oh, that's beautiful," or I'll say stuff like "yes" to the soda machine when I see Pepsi. But it's just like my brain is just comfortable with that or something. I don't know what it is, but it's not the same as when I was hardcore schizophrenic. Like in Virginia, I was very, very ill, and I could barely do anything. And people thought that I was just being bad, or that's why I was screaming. But it was just so frustrating because all I could hear were voices in my head, and I didn't even realize I was hearing voices because I thought you literally heard voices because of the machines that I'd heard before, and I didn't realize that they're in your head and that I was hearing them. Like Campbell, my enemy. Yes, it's all about getting Campbell. See, I'm not one of those good schizophrenics that has happy delusions. I had very demonic delusions, and they got strange. Like the guy in Antarctica, that was a very weird delusion. I'm not going to get into it, but it was disturbing. Um, my brain just kept going down, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kill her. She's undesirable with the cyanide," and I'm like, "Jesus Christ! If you could just help me, because obviously they have help, and while I've hit on Madonna a lot, she's at least trying to help the mentally ill. Um, but a lot of other people aren't trying, and well, they need to not do it more than once too. That's another problem. I don't know how I have any brain function left. My theory is that my brain was so overactive that it just that the repeated trauma just made it so that it was almost normal because my brain is just naturally so active. It's just weird. Um, Working overtime and not efficiently. Again, schizophrenia is like a virus in your brain. It makes life miserable and difficult. Especially when your emotions are everywhere and it's hard to like you split off from yourself. Like for example, with when I was like quote married to Putin, um, it was just like I was fighting this weird desire that I didn't want, and but I was like split off from myself, and it would make me go crazy and like everywhere at the same time, and it would just like I remember the people in Virginia were like, "How are you so many places at once?" And it was because I couldn't stop moving and I couldn't stop doing things, and it was horrible. I never want to be like that again. I complain about this state because I'm like shattered right now. Like my brain doesn't hold opinions right, and it doesn't filter reality in like the same way that other people realities are filtered because I don't have the same emotions to bring to recall things. But it's frustrating. I'm having a hard time describing this, but yeah, just trust me in that my brain has not been well for a while, and it's not been fun. In some ways, I prefer right now to then, but then I always think that it was better then because I think the grass is greener on the other side, but it's really not because then I couldn't think straight, and I did other things too when I was crazy, like I would masturbate nonstop and other things because it was just like I was that I couldn't stop doing things. Like it was just repeated. And I used to do all these rituals, like I was trying to like change the world order with these dolls that I had, and yeah, it was pretty demonic there for a while. I definitely don't think that's any fun, or what's not fun.